Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm ready to present again and give this amazing information. And thank you so much for letting me know that I was on mute. I wanted to be mindful of any of the outside noise. Stacey Peterson-Wilson. Stacey came to Tacoma Housing Authority in 2018 as an inspector and has been the program manager for the inspection team since 2021. Stacey believes that housing authorities have the responsibility to ensure healthy communities and that high quality, equitable housing is available to all residents. Stacey, you go ahead, and if you are able to speak, and I will introduce Tyson after you are finished with your presentation.
Hi, my name is Stacey Peterson, and I think we actually should address Tyson, as he will be doing the first part of our slides.
Okay, and I can go ahead and do that as well. We have Tyson Vogt, who has been with Seattle Housing Authority for over 23 years. He has been a vital member of the Housing Choice Voucher Inspection Team since 2013. Over the course of these 12 years, Tyson has played a crucial role in ensuring that every home meets health, safety, and habitability standards by implementing inspections according to the policies set forth by HUD. Tyson ensures that both housing providers and participants are treated with the fairness and respect that they deserve. Thank you all, and please come in that order. Thank you so much, and I will mute again.
Thank you, Carolina. Good morning, everyone. Let's start with the complaint inspection process. Can I have that slide up, please? All right, the complaint inspection is complaint from participant. If your tenant requests a complaint inspection, we will contact you first before sending an inspector out. If we receive a complaint from a tenant, we will make sure they have contacted you first to make a work order or address the issue with you. Participants making a complaint are instructed to notify their landlord as a first step. If the landlord has not replied or taken corrective action on the issue within 10+ days, then SHA will initiate a complaint inspection. If the complaint is not related to NSPIRE, SHA will not inspect the unit. An example would be cosmetic issues with the unit or noisy neighbors complaint, with the exception of emergency inspections. If anybody requests an emergency inspection due to a flood, a fire in the unit, yes, we will initiate the inspections. We will contact you and we will be out to the field to inspect the unit. Next slide, please. Complaint inspections, complaint from landlord. Tenant issues such as clutter, trash, evidence of excessive damage to the unit. It is important that you need to enforce your lease. If you don't enforce your lease, there won't be a complaint inspection for you. Make sure that you provide a detailed lease violation notices to Seattle Housing Authority so we can review it and we'll make a determination of whether or not it's valid for an inspector to come out. Tenant is obligated to comply with lease agreement. Next slide, please. Stacey, this is yours.
Thank you, Tyson. So in October, well, let me rephrase this, because over the last couple of years, housing authorities are slowly moving over to the NSPIRE model of inspections. In the past, housing authorities utilized two models, the HQS and the UPCS. Both of those had not been updated in many years. And as of, I believe, July of this year, it could be October, almost all housing authorities will be moving over to the NSPIRE inspection model. Go ahead and next slide. So NSPIRE prioritizes the health, safety, and functional defects over appearance. So as HQS, there were fails that would relate to cosmetic issues. NSPIRE is basically saying if it's functional, if it works for the tenant, it works for us. NSPIRE updates HUD's physical inspection model. It focuses on areas that impact the residents. It provides a more accurate score for property conditions. Now, with the HCV, with the vouchers, we do not score. So we do the same inspections, but we do not provide the landlord with a score. We will provide a report of any found deficiencies. NSPIRE aligns with standards across all HUD-assisted properties, and this was directed by Congress. Next slide. So the goals for NSPIRE is to ensure that families are living in safe and tenantable homes. They facilitate year-long maintenance with a unit-focused approach. They prioritize residents over properties, explore resident feedback for better quality service. NSPIRE has a better identification of substandard housing through clear, defined inspection protocols. And we'll see that in a few slides further down the road, where HQS basically said, this is what constitutes a fail. And NSPIRE says, this is what constitutes a fail. This is why, this is where you will find it. And here's dedicated language for that. NSPIRE increases inspection consistency. It modernizes health and safety standards, and it ensures homes are safe and suitable for residential use. Next slide. So what HUD wants to do is make sure that all housing authorities are using the same inspection model. It's consistent, it's readable, and it improves the service delivery for residents and housing principals. It aligns multiple inspection standards into a clear, defined inspection protocol, which again, we'll see in a few slides down. So how do HQS and NSPIRE compare? HQS had 13 key aspects that mandated what was considered safe, sanitary, and secure. NSPIRE has 63 standards. I believe that there's about 265 deficiencies in those 63 standards. And what HUD says is every 3 years, we're going to receive input, and we're going to look at these standards and see if they need to be revised, see if they need to be updated, see if community has input on this. Next slide. So again, with the HQS, their standards were basically saying if it's there, it needs to work as designed. And this is just one example of that. But as we move into NSPIRE, next slide, you will see that it gives you a definition, a purpose, the components that you're looking at, a location. It gives you more information. Is there any outlier, anything that is no longer inspectable? And then I'll give you a deficiency 1, 2, 3, 4 that you can go back and you can reference. So HUD believes that this is going to clear up any misunderstandings. Next slide. And again, you will see that there is a separate correction time frame. And there is a separate deficiency with HCV, which is our voucher program, and public housing. So if you are a private landlord, or you will always look at this HCV correction timeframe and HCV pass-fail designator. Next slide. So some of the major changes, and we're going to go through these slides rather quickly because I'm actually going to get you to a couple links that will give you everything lined out, which are common fails, and that will encompass everything that we're looking at here. But HQS pretty much said that if any cabinetry did not work as designed, it was a fail. Where NSPIRE will tell you that 50% or more of that cabinetry needs to have impacted functionality in order for it to be a fail. So again, they're moving away from the cosmetic, and they're moving towards what is functional. Next slide. Again, some of the major changes is we do have items that, they were not previously a defect, or they had a 30-day correction time frame, whereas now they see that as a threat to life. And it has become what they call an emergency item. So a clothes dryer, ventilation, before it was a 30-day correction time frame. It is now a 24-hour correction time frame. And fire doors, again, they were not explicitly called out in the standards. And now we will be taking a deeper look at that. And this is where we highlight the importance of knowing what your 24-hour fails are, knowing what your correction timelines. We'll get you some quick checklists that you can go over so that when our inspectors do come out, you're already aware. We don't fail for them. We don't have to come back the next day. Next slide. Again, so some of the major changes were exposed electrical conductors. They do now have a 24-hour time frame. These are unprotected outlets within 6 feet of a water source. And this is really important because with HQS, older buildings were grandfathered in. And now any outlet within 6 feet of any water source that a tenant has access to is now a 24-hour correction time frame. Next slide. Same with fire extinguishers. If it's under overcharged, if that tag is missing or expired, that is now a 24-hour correction time frame. Same with stored flammable or combustible items. Again, this can be any chemicals. It can be paint stored near a fuel burning appliance. Next, please. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So NSPIRE drills down what months, what time of year, and what temperature that the heat needs to be functional and maintaining temp. Parking lot, again, potholes were not previously called out on the standards. And now if there is pothole that is 4 inches deep, 1 square foot or greater, or that there's ponding. Now, I will let you know that when our inspectors are going in, and I can't speak for all housing authorities on this, but we're looking for the route from the entrance to the parking lot to that tenant's unit. So we are not going through big properties and inspecting the entire parking lots. Next slide, please. So here's the important part, the most common NSPIRE failed items. And I will tell you that housing authorities are dedicated to educating landlords. We want you to know what these fails are. We understand that HUD may not be clear in their standards. And there's a couple independent inspection companies out there too that feel the same. They're very dedicated to landlord education. So US Inspection Group, if you go to their website, they have this handy checklist that if you go line by line and you inspect all these items, there's a really good chance that you will pass. And there's a almost 100% pass that you will have no 24-hour fails. Next slide, please. This covers fire safety, electrical utility, fire doors, garage doors, entry doors. Again, with smoke detectors, NSPIRE requires that there is a smoke detector in each bedroom. There's a smoke detector on each level of the house. And that smoke detector needs to be within 21 feet of each sleeping area. So at times, a 2-bedroom apartment could possibly need 3 to 4 smoke detectors under the NSPIRE guidelines. I know Tacoma Housing, we send a letter, we send guidance out with every inspection letter that lets you know where they need to be placed. Next slide, please. One of the best resources is on the US Inspection Group, and they have this checklist that we were going over, but underneath here, They describe what the requirements are, where it needs to be located. And I would say with landlords, this is your best resource. This is what you want to be looking at when you get that letter that says, hey, we're coming out to inspect on such and such a date and time. It's good to have this handy just to make sure that that inspection will pass. So if you have any questions, these are some resources. NSPIRE@HUD.gov is a very good email to use. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Stacey and Tyson. Once again, helpful information for everyone. And thank you for providing additional information if anyone needs it.